All right, we back, y'all. We back for part two of this discussion. Part two of who was the more important superstar for pro wrestling and for the WWE? Was it The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin? Now, in the first video, I hashed out a big part of my argument, and I was in the midst of, making some other points as well. And a lot of you all added some great points to my conversation. But then I had to take a phone call, some family related. And so, the call took a little longer than I expected, but I have to handle my family business first before anything. So now it took my very important phone call, and now I'm back. And I told y'all to come back as soon as I got off the video because we're gonna continue this conversation. I'm gonna wait for y'all to come on in here a little bit. I only got 4 people in right now. I'm hoping that the audience that I amassed earlier will return. I'm hoping for y'all return. So Gotta Hustle TV, what's happening, man? Teron Brown, what's the word? So like I said, I just got off live probably about like 30, 40 minutes ago having this conversation. I'm going to continue the conversation right here. I just want to see a few of y'all come on in here. You know? Let's see. Yeah, and I mean, The Undertaker is the greatest character ever created by the WWE without question. But I don't know if The Undertaker's peak was as high as The Rock's and Stone Cold Steve Austin's. If his peak was as high as those individuals, I think The Rock and Stone Cold experienced a peak in wrestling that probably will never be replicated. John Cena came close, but Rock and Stone Cold, it was just a different type of allure, a different type of people were enamored with them. Like even beyond wrestling world, people were enamored with these characters. You know what I mean? Even beyond wrestling world for The Rock, especially because The Rock's crossover appeal was just outstanding, right? Nah, I think Angle is a better wrestler than those individuals, but I don't know if Kurt's peak never eclipsed Stone Cold and The Rock, in my opinion. Their superstar power was just like, man, Stone Cold related to boxing to wrestling's core audience in a way that I had never seen since probably Hulk Hogan. Austin was even more relatable than Hulk Hogan. He was more relatable than Hulk, right? Beer guzzling, redneck dude putting up the middle finger. He was anti-establishment. He was against the machine, against giving his boss, the Stone Cold Stunner, on every show. That is you know what I mean? Like, that's a big deal. Austin changed the game without question, but The Rock came around to rival that without question. He said, "What's good, Mac?" And yeah, Triple H played a role for sure. I mean, he played a role, but without question, you have to have a foil. You had to have an adversary for The Rock, an adversary for Stone Cold. You know what I mean? So, and Triple H was more of an adversary for The Rock, but Triple H's popularity never eclipsed The Rock or Stone Cold's. Like The Rock or Stone Cold, they were so popular. If y'all get what I'm saying, they were so popular, y'all. Like The Rock was in magazines, he was in movies, he was hosting Saturday Night Live. That's a different type of star power. It is. And I'm gonna say this too. The Rock put more casual eyes on pro wrestling than anybody. Casual fans, people that did not watch wrestling, they wanted to see what he was doing. And the casual test is, if I said it in my previous live stream, if your mama, your girlfriend, your grandmama, your auntie now, do they know these wrestlers? Your auntie, your mama now, your girlfriend now, they knew who The Rock was. Without like, it was not even close. They knew who he was. They didn't know no other wrestler. But your mama, your grandmama, your girlfriend's sisters, your girlfriend's best friends, they knew who The Rock was. He was just that magnetic. He was just his star power was elite. You know, and Stone Cold, I I give Stone Cold all the credit because WWF would have died essentially in the Monday Night Wars without him being the focal point. He was a superstar that turned the tide for them. He was a superstar that turned the tide for them without question. He was. Because if it wasn't for The Rock during like I'm not for The Rock, for Stone Cold, the WWF probably would have lost the Monday Night Wars. But the creation of that character, the ascension of that character was just like it was monumental. When that glass shattered, you waited for him to come out and see, like you were waiting for him. When the glass shattered, you were waiting for dude to come down the ramp, talking trash, talking to himself, talking crazy, walking and talking and strutting. It was a big deal, man. Yeah, Randy Orton was the guy with the RKO. Um, DJ say The Rock and Stone Cold were the main top guys. Triple H was never the top guy, but he was always the go-to for the top guys to go up against. Yes, he was always the main adversary. And you needed and to Triple H's credit, you need an adversary. For your star power to shine bright, you need somebody to go up against. Triple H was the perfect villain. But people did not root for him as the villain the way that they root. People was rooting for The Rock as a heel. Like The Rock, it was seamless. He could transition from a heel to a baby face, and people would still love him and still be enamored with him. Like, you know what I mean? He would get cheers as a heel. That's not common, y'all. It's hard to do that. To go from a baby face to a heel and you still got the audience in the palm of your hands. It's hard to do, man. So while I say Austin was essential, like he was everything for WWE during the time they was in the Monday Night Wars of WCW. They needed him. Without him, they fall flat on their face. They fall flat on their face without Austin. For real. And again, he is the more relatable superstar to wrestling's core audience. And that's you cannot dispute that, right? His persona was the persona that most wrestling fans wanted to embody on their everyday during their everyday life, and that matters a lot. His attitude, his aura, it was captivating, and that was what had WCW like, oh my god, we got a problem. We got a dude over there. This dude over there, hey, he catching on. He got dudes wanting to wear jorts, jean shorts, shave their head bald. And when Austin first came around, he had the one hoop earring in his ear. They wanted to have that type of persona with the camo hats and all of that. But when The Rock came around, when Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, when he came around, it was over with. But when his character reached its full potential, man, he went to another realm for several reasons. Because of his microphone skills, because women liked the way he looked. He was cool. When you see that dude come out there with the Versace shirts on, when the watches of the the Rolex watch on his wrist, with the shades on, with the chains on his neck, talking crazy, it was like, man, people were gravitated to it. And then for kids like me, right? The Rock half black, half Samoan. I didn't know that The Rock was half Samoan at first. When I was young, I didn't know he was half Samoan. All I knew was that the man had skin color like me. So I'm like, it's a black dude. And for kids like me, that was something. Representation matters. So when we see a dude that got the same skin color as us, you're like, oh no, who is dude? Who is that? Who is that? I know I can't be Stone Cold. I know I ain't no white man from for me. I know I'm not no white man from no trailer park or I'm not a redneck beer guzzling white dude. I know that. But that dude right there with them chains on, hey, he had a swagger that was relatable to me with the jewelry on, with the watch on his wrist, with the shades on, all of that, yeah, with the flashy shirts. Hey, it caught on and it caught on well. And I say this too. The Rock's, everybody took notice of the Rock star power, not just wrestling fans. The entertainment industry as a whole, they wanted him in movies. They wanted him in commercials. They wanted him on late night TV shows. They wanted him, Jay Leno. They wanted him on all these David Letterman. They wanted to sit and talk to him. They wanted him hosting Saturday Night Live. Cause you like, yo, who is this dude? When he talked, you just listened. So that is another aspect of it, you know? Hold on, y'all. You say Stone Cold was right up there with The Rock. I mean, they were. They were both neck and neck, but I will say this. Me personally, I'm going to choose The Rock was the more important superstar for pro wrestling and for WWE because one, he put casual eyes on wrestling. People that did not watch, they wanted to watch to tune in. They would come to the arenas to see him, even if you didn't watch. Grandmama was like, "Okay, I will. I'll take you to see I'll take you to go see him. I'll take you to go see him." Right? Mama say, "Your mama, I'll take you to go see him." And The Rock put a lot of people over. So the crack neck scare me, yeah. Neck crack. Hey, look, gotta crack my neck, man. He put a lot of people over. He put over Brock Lesnar. He put over the Hurricane. He put over Goldberg when Goldberg first came to WWE. He had no problem doing that. And as much as I love Austin, Austin did not want to put over Brock Lesnar. And from what I remember, he didn't even want to wrestle Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying Austin is a bad guy for that at all. Because again, WWE don't survive without him. But that matters in the business of wrestling. You got a superstar who brings casual fans in the arena, that has casual fans watching at home. He's able to sell books. He's able to sell music. He's able to get people talking about WrestleMania. People want to talk about, like, they want to talk about wrestling on, they bring him on today, the early morning shows. Them little talk shows, he coming on talk shows, daytime talk shows to talk about wrestling. Talk about who he gonna face at this. You know what I mean? Like, that was a different look for WWE, WWF. It really was. So yeah, man. Said people were giving John Cena a lot of flack for not wanting to put wrestlers over clean. And that's what I would say about The Rock. When The Rock went up against Brock Lesnar, Lesnar was a heel. The Rock could have easily said, in order for him to win, y'all have Paul Heyman interfere so he can pin me. The Rock said, no, have him beat me cleanly so he can have a run. Have him beat me outright. No interference to win. He beat me, F5 me, I'm done. And it worked, man. And after he beat The Rock, Lesnar became the guy. The next big thing for real. Rock could have easily said, have him cheat to beat me. Nah, bro, have him beat me clean. Have him beat me clean, man. Yeah, Shawn Michaels and The Rock had personal issues. They did. Some with The Rock's grandmother. His grandmother was a promoter and wrestling, and something happened with his grandmother, so they had some issues, and they did not have that match that we wanted to see them have. You know, maybe if The Rock doesn't go to Hollywood, because The Rock, what's crazy is Stone Cold and The Rock's, their run was not long. And Rock spent more time in the top spot than Stone Cold. But The Rock was done wrestling by the time he was 31 full time. As a full-time wrestler, The Rock was done being a full-timer by the time he was 31 years old. He was done. By the time he was 31, 32, he was done as a full-timer. If he never goes to Hollywood, Shawn Michaels comes back, him and The Rock probably would eventually have collided. And they would have got their match. But yeah, man. Said Rock's run was from 96 to 2004. 2004, really, The Rock was done. He was making guest appearances. Really, The Rock was really, really done as a full-timer for real by 2002. 2003, he was around as Hollywood Rock and stuff like that, but we knew, hey, he going back to Hollywood. By '02, The Rock was really done as a full-timer, you know? So I got a question. Do you know who Rhea Ripley is? I've heard of her. She like the goth chick. She look like she Marilyn Manson, little sister or something. Yeah. She wear the makeup, the goth stuff. Wear the black lipstick. Look like she Marilyn Manson, little sister. Yes. I'm not familiar with her work though. You know, I haven't watched. I'm aware of who she is though. Yes. Yeah, and Austin's run was short because of injuries. Yes, he had to go away for the whole 2000. He was gone. And to Rock's credit, why I say The Rock was more important. Yo, WWE did not miss a beat. When Stone Cold got hurt, The Rock picked up that flag, and WWE didn't miss a beat with Austin gone, because The Rock was able to fill that void. And yes, Stone Cold was a heel. He was, and he was a very good heel. But I think The Rock was an even better heel. I don't think people cheered Austin the same way they would cheer Rock as a heel. He was gold as a heel or a babyface. And again, I said it in my last live stream. The Rock's in-ring psychology doesn't get enough credit. In-ring psychology, doing things on the fly and going off of the reaction of the audience, reacting to the audience, right? And I brought it up in my last video. I keep saying that. When The Rock faced Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, this 2002, this one we know, Rock is really becoming a Hollywood mainstay. At the beginning of the match, The Rock is being cheered. Brock Lesnar is getting booed. During the course of the match, Lesnar is dominating The Rock. The fans recognize, oh no, he about to go and do another movie. I see where it's going. The Rock is about to lose this match. They start booing The Rock. Instead of The Rock just carrying on with the match and trying to just be the good guy, The Rock recognizes the fans are turning on him in the middle of the match. He starts looking at the fans in the crowd and start reacting to them booing him. He starts taunting the fans. He starts talking mess to the fans and talking mess to Lesnar. He starts embodying heel characteristics in the middle of the match, reacting to the fans booing him, which set up his heel turn for Hollywood Rock. When he came back as Hollywood Rock, he came back and said, oh no, you booed me. I remember last time I was here, y'all booed me. And he flipped that into one of the greatest heel runs. It was short-lived, but one of the greatest heel runs we could imagine during that ruthless aggression era, Hollywood Rock. That's great in-ring psychology to recognize, hey man, they turning on me. Let me flip this into an angle we could use. He was a showman for real, man. He was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. He was a showman. I'm looking at y'all comments. Said if Austin didn't get injured and The Rock didn't go Hollywood, how you think that would have impacted the ruthless aggression era? It would have been even more fire. Because now you got The Rock in the mix with, you got Rock in the mix with Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero and Randy Orton. The Rock against a young Randy Orton, Stone Cold and them against young, you know what I'm saying? Evolution. And The Rock came back to help Mick Foley during that evolution angle, but it wasn't the same. We knew The Rock was not going to be around for a long time. We could have had a lot of great matches that we could have saw. And again, we could have saw Shawn Michaels in The Rock materialize. So yeah, man. Oh, the Edge and The Rock, the Edge and Stone Cold, them matchups would have been gold, man. And that's the thing, man. I have to give WWE credit for still thriving when their biggest stars leave the game. The Rock and Stone Cold left, and they still kept going. And I know Vince did not account for that. Vince was never used to his wrestlers retiring young or leaving young. The Rock walked away by choice too. If they were gonna leave, they left by injury. Shawn left through injury, and Shawn Michaels and them left through injury initially and stuff. right? The Rock left away on his own volition, free will. Hey, I'm about to go make these movies, Vince. I'm making more money doing movies. My body is getting less banged up. I'm gonna go be a Hollywood star. Vince wasn't used to nothing like that. And Vince said, I remember JR, good old JR, Jim Ross, he said when they went to go see the Scorpion King. And when they saw the crowd's reaction to The Rock and they saw the hoopla around him, Vince said, uh-oh, our boy is getting, they are on our boy, Hollywood. Hollywood is coming for him. And it was inevitable. They could not contain him. And Vince knew, damn, he might be the first dude that we gonna lose to real Hollywood entertainment. And it happened, you know. But they stayed afloat and they kept thriving through the ruthless aggression era. But credit to The Rock, when he knew he was transitioning out of wrestling, he still put guys over to leave the business in good standing. And that is something that I have to give. I got to give kudos to The Rock for that. Devon Deli said Rock versus Shawn should have happened in the ruthless aggression era like 02, 03. Definitely. Yep. I wish Hollywood Rock would have lasted longer. Right? We could have seen Rock. Personally, I feel like I wanted to see Rock in certain rivalries more. I would have loved to see a Rock and Kane rivalry again in the Rock's 30s. Especially bald head menacing Kane without the mask. You know what I mean? I would have loved to see that. It's certain stuff I would have loved to see Stone Cold and yeah, man. A Stone Cold and Brock rivalry for real. Stuff like that, you know? You said Vince doesn't get enough credit. A lot of people left Vince and he didn't miss a beat. Triple H is struck. Yeah, Vince might be a creepy mom. He might be a creep with the stuff he's freaked out stuff he had going on, but he knew how to keep that business of professional wrestling running and kept it moving. He knew how to keep developing superstars and keep creating guys who are interesting enough for the crowd to gravitate to them. He said Austin did start the Attitude Era. Rock carried after Stone Cold left. But yeah, it started with the Texas Rattlesnake. Yeah, absolutely. DX and the Texas Rattlesnake. That Attitude Era began with Steve Austin as the flagship star, hands down. Steve Austin was the flagship star of that Attitude Era. But then when it emerged when DX was around, and they was telling everybody to suck it and had all of us doing that, had people getting suspended from school from doing the suck it and all of that, right? Yeah, and then we saw the emergence of The Rock come through the Nation of Domination. He becomes a single star, right? He becomes the corporate champion. Then he becomes the people's champion. And then he took on a whole, that took on a life of his own, for real. Teron Brown says, what I miss about the ruthless aggression era, both SmackDown and Raw, each show had their own identity. On the SmackDown side, you saw Kurt Angle. On the Raw side, you had Triple H. Yeah, everybody had their own identity. And speaking of that, like I said, The Rock, SmackDown was created. That's a Rock catchphrase. Let's check into the SmackDown hotel. The Rock will lay up the SmackDown. They use The Rock's catchphrase as a show. Created a show off of his own catchphrases. So yeah, man, I gotta say Rock was a little more important. A little more important, man. And again, I in my lifetime had never witnessed a superstar be able to get the crowd to finish every catchphrase he got. The Rock would say stuff like, and now The Rock's millions and the people and millions of The Rock fans will now begin to chant his name. And on cue, they would go, Rocky, 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 Rock. On cue, he would say now the Rock's fans will all cheer his name, and they would do it. Like on call. Like it was just like what? I was like, yo, this man got the crowd. And when he came, like you said, that glass shattering is iconic. It is, Mars. That glass shattering, you were waiting to see Steve come down the ramp and give everybody the stunner. Remember, he came to the ring and gave out like 20 stunners to people in the ring. You were waiting to see that for sure. That was exciting. You wanted to see him come down the ring and talk crazy, talking to himself and all that, going down there with the bop, right? Bopping down to the ring. But when The Rock, if you smell, or do you smell what The Rock is cooking? When that music hit, and they would pan the whole arena when Rock came out. They would pan, the camera would pan all the way at the top. And you see people standing up, jumping up. Man, what? That aura was different, man. You see the crowd, the camera panning the whole crowd as he coming out, as The Rock coming down the ring. Like you say, what Mars say? Finally, The Rock has come. Like what? To do that? Who had the best entrance music? For me, I like the DX. I like DX intro with Run DMC, but Shawn Michaels. That Shawn. That's my joy. They know I'm sexy. I got the look, and it drives the girls wild. I got the moves that really move them. I send chills up and down their spines. I'm just a sexy boy, sexy boy. And that joint was hard, but I ain't gonna lie. That Shawn Michaels joint was caught. Now, Rey Mysterio, that joint, who's that popping out the sky? R-E-Y. Yeah, that joint was hard. But yeah, that Shawn Michaels thing was my joint, though. Whenever a girl call me handsome, I feel like Shawn Michaels on his theme song. I know I'm sexy. Oh, now, that Walls of Jericho was fire, Willard. When he come out and got his arms out, break the wall down. And that joint hard. All right, you right. The countdown to the you know we got you. Yeah. Break the wall down, break down the wall. Hey, yeah. Jericho was the dude. Jericho was the dude with that thing, man. Now Cena theme was cold too. I like the Dr. Thugonomics theme better. That thing, word life. I like that. The Dr. Thugonomics theme. Yeah, I like that joint. Hey, can you dig it, sucker? Hey, man, yeah, man. That's why Booker T should have won as regular Booker T, win the belt, not as that King Booker gimmick. Give me regular five-time WCW champion Booker T like that. But yeah, man, I have to go with who was more. I have to say The Rock was slightly more important than Austin because he spent more time. His peak was longer. His peak was a little longer. And when it went from Stone Cold to The Rock, it was a seamless transition. And The Rock's crossover appeal put the eyes of casual fans was on wrestling. I feel like I said boxing earlier. Was on wrestling when The Rock came around. He put wrestling in a different limelight. The Rock and Stone Cold put WCW out of business. Absolutely, Jay Swan. And I appreciate the donation, brother. I appreciate that a ton, man. Yes, they definitely put WCW out of business without question. So not even slightly. Yeah, man. The Rock, that casual, the effect he had on the casual fan is just, it's undeniable. While Steve Austin was more relatable to the common man and the regular WWE fan, Rock's his star power is just undeniable. Hey, my dog say I don't watch MAGA WWE anymore because of how they did Bobby Lashley. How they do Lashley? You know, I've been out of the wrestling world for a while. For real. Ever heard of Hit Row? Well, I heard of them on the video game. It's a dude in there named Top Dollar or something like that or something. Is that Hit Row now? No, which one is Hit Row? Is that I got the wrestling video games. So the games are my introduction to a lot of the younger superstars and stuff. Yeah, the video games. Say, remember the Dudley Boys? Oh man, what? This where I got the idea to do this live stream from watching Bubba Ray Dudley, Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer. I didn't watch the whole video. I watched a few minutes of it, them discussing who was the more important superstar. And I said, this is a conversation that I have to take to the channel, you know, to discuss this, because I know I have a lot of wrestling fans on my channel, and I feel like this is a great conversation to have amongst y'all. Kiwan, man, I appreciate the donation, brother. He said John Cena really the GOAT. Much love. Now Cena never overtook Rock or Stone Cold in popularity, but he was close. The kids love Cena for real. Like Cena really, man, hey, he was able to keep Vince. He made Vince a ton of money because of his popularity and star power too. Bun Block said they dumped Lashley because they didn't want to push him and the rest of the black talent. Said Triple K is a loser and prejudice. Hey man, listen, when cause you remember when I made a video about Booker T earlier, and some months ago, months and months ago. And who was that first said that Triple H wasn't trying to push him? What's my man's name? Swerve Strickland? Was that Swerve Strickland? And is that his name? Swerve Strickland? He was talking about how Hunter or Triple H, Paul Levesque, he didn't get the push, even though Shawn Michaels was really taking a liking to Swerve. And he talked about the lack of black superstars who would get pushes. And here go Booker T. This is one thing I can't stand about Booker T. Booker T, boy, they march him out. Anytime a black wrestler says something about black wrestlers, black superstars not being pushed, here come Booker T. I don't know what they're talking about. They always bring him out the back to deny racism within the company, or to deny black wrestlers not being given a certain push. He come talk it down. They bring Booker T out to try to act like, so he can gaslight other black wrestlers into saying that into believing that what they're saying is not true. Booker T come act like he don't know what nobody talking about. And I'm like, Booker, cut it out. It's the same thing that had you on getting your ass whooped in that supermarket fight with Stone Cold. You got 2 hits in the whole fight. They got you out here getting your ass whooped by Stone Cold like you ain't nothing. Like you ain't the five-time WCW champion. It's the same thing that they had you still losing to Triple H at the time. You were supposed to be the guy. You were supposed to get the belt off Triple H, and then you still didn't get it. And Triple H had that promo where he said, guys like you, what did he say? Guys like you don't beat guys like me or something like that or whatever. There's a lot of racial implications in that promo, right? And you still didn't get the belt after you knew you were supposed to get the belt. We knew you supposed to won, and you still didn't get it, right? So yeah, there was a lack of push for the black superstars in wrestling, and for Booker T to down. Listen, I know he gets paid by WWE, right? So he's in a bag. He get paid handsomely. But if you want to protect your money, just don't say nothing at all. But for him to come out and try to act like he didn't know what Swerve Strickland was talking about, or Swerve is basically like he's trying to gaslight Swerve into saying, I don't know what he's talking about. I made a lot of money in WWE. To act like you didn't know what he was talking about, that's disrespectful. That's a spit in the face. Because it's the same thing. They had you looking like a jobber to people when you came in WWE. Had you jobbing out. And again, you wasn't even, and even if they're going to have you lose, they had you losing like a jobber. He was, that supermarket fight, in retrospect, again, at the time, I was a WWE guy. So I didn't advocate for the WCW guys at the time for real. Cause I'm like, I'm a WWE guy, right? But as an adult, that is ridiculous. That whole fight was ridiculous. To have him getting annihilated by Austin like that, as if he like they probably would have had Rey Mysterio, 150-pound, 140-pound Rey Mysterio put up a better fight. They would have had him put up a better fight than Booker T. They would have had him put up a better fight against Stone Cold than Booker T. And I ain't like that at all. Said Jay Uso is what Montez Ford should have been because Jay stole his whole style. That's crazy. My man Zero say that's why I always thought the WWE used Samoans to act as if they're really pushing black wrestlers. Yeah, because as a kid, you look at Rikishi now, you know they Islanders from they gimmick, but their skin is black. It looked black, you know what I mean? So they will push the Samoans, and because the Samoans, they had a long history of being all throughout wrestling, they will push them and have them, and then the Samoan wrestlers would have a black swagger to them. And all of that, the Usos them got a black swagger like crazy. But you're right, the black wrestlers, the actual black wrestlers, the black American wrestlers, they wouldn't be getting no pushes. Like, let's just think about it, man. Mark Henry. When Mark Henry first came around, do y'all remember Mark Henry's sexual chocolate gimmick? He used to come out with that theme song, well, don't you know? Well, don't you know? He used to have a sexual chocolate. That was his gimmick, right? Had him in a relationship with Mae Young. She getting pregnant by him, and she gave birth to a hand. All that type of stuff. Like, a lot of people don't even remember that gimmick from him. Like you say, it took Mark damn near 20 years to get his just due and have a solidified title run. That Hall of Pain run. Yeah, man. Mark had been around forever. Why didn't they use their world's strongest man gimmick to make him a monster earlier, to make him a dog, right? You could have gave him a Brock Lesnar type push with him being, we seen Mark Henry bend the frying pan up like it was a sheet of paper with his bare hands. I seen Mark Henry pull a truck. They strapped with some chain around his body. He pulled a truck like it wasn't nothing. Mark Henry, that gimmick he should have been. And Mark was agile for his size. He was strong. He could move very well. Why didn't he have a push like that? And yes, Mark be on some BS too, Sandman, because Mark will act like he don't know what racism people talking about either. At times, he do that too. You know, other than when they tried to give him that silverback gimmick, and he fought against that. Other than that, yeah, man. But Mark was very talented. He was athletic for his size and everything. He didn't get a push till we seen him when he had dread, what you call it in his head. Mark Henry with the fade didn't get no push. Do you consider The Rock a true black world champion? Well, I mean, look, he half black. His father's a black man. But I'm gonna be honest, man. The Rock was geared. He was promoted more as a Samoan, more than anything. Other than when he was in a Nation of Domination, right? Which, when you learn, unfortunately, hold on. But I mean, his father is a black man for sure. But people always say he was marketed more as a Samoan. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that he didn't really grow up around Rocky Johnson's family like that. He grew up around his mom and them family, Ata, her family. He did. He grew up around Ata's family more than Rocky Johnson fell out with his mom and them when he was a young boy. I don't know if he ever really was close to siblings like that and all of that, but yeah. But Soul Man Rocky Johnson is a black man from Canada, a descendant of slaves. He's part of the black loyalists, slaves who went to Canada. Yep. Sandman said Rock only black when he got a movie with Kevin Hart coming out. And that's the thing. That's what made people mad at Rock. Because Rock he played the racially ambiguous man so well. Him and Vin Diesel played that to a T. That's why Vin Diesel always had his hair bald. So you didn't even see the naps growing. That wool like hair on his head. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, The Rock would be in movies. He got white kids, white girlfriend in the movie. In the movie, his kids be white. And so you're like, what the hell? Rock be in the mainstream movies with white kids. What you got going now? God damn. But he's racially ambiguous. Like he could fit that racially ambiguous box very well. And he used that within Hollywood, you know? But yeah, man. But the fact of the matter is his father is a black man. His father is one half of the first black tag team champions in WWE history. Soul Patrol, Tony Atlas, and Soul Patrol with Tony Atlas. He was a Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. Um, Hold on, man. I'm looking at the comments. only, only in the movie The Game Plan they gave him a biracial daughter. Right, a daughter that actually looked like it could be his daughter for real was only in the game plan. Oh man. Said Stone Cold paved the way for The Rock, but I think he surpassed him in 2000. Yes, I do believe in the year 2000, The Rock, to me, 2000, 2001, by 2001, The Rock had clearly surpassed, I think, Austin's, that mainstream popularity. I do believe that. Not, again, he didn't blow Austin out the water with it, but I think, yeah, it got to the point where Rock was anything he touched, it was just immediately, people gravitated to it. And I honestly think The Rock was a better heel than Stone Cold. You know? Said The Rock needs to stop doing movies though. He said, I do know that much. He's done about 700 of them. He ain't gonna stop, bro. He get paid a lot of money in Hollywood. He ain't gonna stop. Them checks gonna keep coming, keep coming. He gonna keep going. He gonna keep making movies. And he, regardless if people like him or not, if he getting paid handsomely and people going to go watch him, he gonna keep doing them. Said The Rock was #1 in merch by 99. I didn't even know that. I thought 99 Steve Austin still had the #1 merch. I thought maybe by 2000 The Rock had the #1 merch. I didn't know in 99 he had the #1 merch. And yo, when you find out how they were getting paid, like I watched The Rock and them break down how they was getting paid. They didn't have guaranteed contracts. The Rock, Vince would pay his superstars based upon how well each pay-per-view did, right? So they get a portion of the sales. They get a portion of they get a portion of that how well the pay-per-view did, which would incentivize superstars to give their all in matches, all in promo and all of that, because it wasn't guaranteed money. You know, so you like, I gotta give my all to make sure this pay-per-view does well, so I can give me a good portion. We can get a good portion of this paper. You know, so yeah, Vince was wild. Vince was wild. We said that's how you keep them motivated. Yeah, but I also feel like it was dirty because they didn't have no benefits for real. Do you know they was paying for their own hotels? They was paying for their own rides, all of that, man. Like I didn't know that. WWE didn't pay for their hotel rooms for them. They were paying for that out of their paycheck. How the hell I'm supposed to be able to get straight and get good if I'm paying, like my check is still, I'm on the road majority of the year. They on the road for like 300 days out the year. And I'm paying for my hotel rooms in the process. How am I supposed to really see a profit off of this paper for real? Unless you're a top guy, how am I supposed to really be making money? I gotta pay for car rentals and I gotta pay for my dang on rooms and all that everywhere I go. The company not paying for our rooms? That's crazy. That's why stuff is completely different in wrestling now. They don't pay for that now. They get guaranteed contracts now. You know? Rockman was never on guaranteed contracts. They always get paid based upon how much money and revenue and the merch sales and all of that they was bringing in. Which again, it made them want to work hard to give the best show possible. But when you think about it, it's a dirty game. And that Stone Cold did say that. When he was wrestling, he was living in again, raggedy motel rooms, eating raw potatoes and eating tuna and raw potatoes and stuff like that. Because they wasn't making no money like that for real. Until he became the top guy, that's when he started making real big money, when he became the guy. But other than that, man, it's hard for them boys to make. It was hard for them boys. If you at the bottom of the totem pole, it was hard for them guys to really make good money like that. Because Vince was not paying for their hotel room. None of that. Car rentals, nope. Company ain't paying. You use your paycheck to pay for your room. And this is not a system for you to really get rich. And if you're a mid-carder or you're a lower mid-carder guy, oh man, you got to do something drastic to get to that top dollar, that top paper. That's why. And Sheldon, I appreciate the donation, brother. I appreciate you a ton, bro. Thank you so much, man. And I appreciate you for watching. When you watch The Rock talk about when he first went into wrestling and his father was completely against it, because after all the years Soul Man Rocky Johnson been wrestling, they was just in an apartment living check to check, and they didn't have much at all. They was getting evicted from places and everything. Soul Man was wrestling, keeping his body in tip-top condition in order to put on shows. He was first black tag team champion in the business. And his daddy said, no, don't do it. Don't do it. He said when The Rock was coming up, Vince told him, we're going to make your son a millionaire. And he said, I thought Vince was lying. They all be saying that. I had never made no $1 million. And I had never made no $1 million in my life. I didn't foresee my son being, of course you root for your son and cheer for your son. He didn't see that happening. Because a lot of them was not, if you wasn't Hulk Hogan or one of them dudes, like them top guys, a lot of them wasn't making a whole lot. So he like, yo, we getting evicted. We in this, we in little apartments living. Hey man, it's just the wrestler's life was like, unless you were a superstar, a wrestler's life was not high profile or luxurious like that. So yeah. Say, remember Jesse Ventura? Yeah, listen. And that's the thing with Jesse Ventura, and that's why Hulk Hogan was always shicey for that. Jesse Ventura wanted to start a union so they can get certain benefits and stuff like that, right? And get certain pay and all of that. They needed a union. When he wanted to unionize, Hulk Hogan went and told on him to Vince McMahon. And Jesse Ventura said he found out when Vince McMahon was under deposition, he under oath, they asked him, Well, how did you know Jesse Ventura tried to start a union? And Vince McMahon says in court, Hulk Hogan told me, right? And he said, I knew Hulk Hogan told me because Hulk Hogan, it would make sense that he wouldn't want a union. Hulk Hogan was getting caked up. He getting the lion's share of the money by far. If a union come around, that money start getting split up. Some of his money start getting gone. Hell no, he don't want no union. He like, I'm good. I'm set. I'm getting paid. So of course I'm going to tell. Of course he went and told. He like, yo, I told Hulk Hogan about it. Jesse Ventura thought to himself, I told Hulk Hogan about this, and of course Hulk Hogan wouldn't want a union at all. He said, I think Jesse said one time he saw how much Hulk Hogan made. Hulk Hogan made more money than everybody on the roster at a main event. I think at WrestleMania or something. He made more money than all of them combined. All of them combined. Hogan made more money than everybody on the WrestleMania roster one year. All of them, all their salaries combined, all they pay combined. Hogan was making more than all of them combined. That's how much he was getting paid. So he like, hell, what? Union? Hell no. And Hogan was the draw, without question. That's not debatable. He was the one. But I'm saying, I'm just trying to put into perspective how much he was getting paid and why he would be against a union. Hey man, what? Man, what we need a union for? In his eyes, what the hell do we need a union for? I'm set. I'm straight. He ain't trying to have them come in and getting in on my paper. No. um, hey, Dark Cloud say Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump, said in an interview that Hulk Hogan tried to sue him because he said Steiner threatened his life, even though both of them was talking crazy to each other. Hogan was Hogan was a wild dude. He would try to get wrestlers indebted to him when he tried to act like the Undertaker's tombstone pile driver really hurt his neck. When it didn't, he didn't even hit his head on the mat at all. Just to have Undertaker indebted to him. Now, Undertaker has done some things in his life that I don't particularly feel bad for Undertaker no more because his political views and things that he, tried to act like he was upset. Like, hey, I'm a real big fan of Muhammad Ali, even though I didn't agree with him not serving in the military. I'm like, why the hell he didn't want to serve in the military. You know why. You know his reasoning why. He went to the Olympics, got the gold medal, and was getting told he still couldn't eat in restaurants in his hometown of Louisville, Kentucky, even though he just won a gold medal for the country. Getting called N-words and all of that, and that's why he didn't want to serve in the military. You still acting like you didn't agree with that. You rep that flag. You serve your country. But he loves Donald Trump so much, and Donald Trump was draft dodging. So yeah. But anyway, Black Maul makes a great point. He says we are black. We are black, so The Rock has a bigger hold on our culture. However, it's way more rednecks in this country that can relate to Stone Cold than The Rock. Yes, this is why I said that Stone Cold was more relatable to wrestling's core audience. He represented them, a beer guzzling redneck dude from Texas, had the bald head with the little dang, them little hats he used to be wearing with the camo hats, jean shorts, putting up his middle finger, cussing out his boss, giving his boss, whooping his boss ass. A lot of people wanted to live within that mystique. They wanted to embody that mystique of Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Rock wasn't relatable to them, but for me, a black kid from Chicago, from the south side of Chicago, I see a dude, right, Austin was riding four-wheelers to the ring and stuff like that. But when I see a dude, I'm a black kid, I see a dude that got the same skin tone I got, with jewelry on, with shades on, talking crazy, talking some fly stuff with their charisma. Yeah, that was the I was drawn to The Rock from that. The real Americans, they love Stone Cold. Yeah, exactly. The real American. I am a real American. They loved Austin. Beer guzzling. All the dudes, the beer guzzling rednecks, oh man, they love Austin, man. And wrestling's fan base was made up of those type of people, for real. Said The Rock was for every race. He was, but what I'm saying is that Austin still was more relatable to the wrestling's core audience, more relatable to wrestling's core audience than The Rock. Rock was for all audiences, yes, but I can speak for most black folks. When we was kids, we didn't even know The Rock was half Samoan. We looking like, hey man, who is this dude that got the same skin tone we got? Talking this fly player shit like this, popping this shit like this, talking crazy to dudes with the Versace shirts on, with the dang on Rolex watch on, with the shades on, with the chain on his neck, talking crazy. You know? Now Farouk was the one. Yeah, I know what you was on for sure. Definitely know what you was talking about, Zero. Now Farouk, Ron Simmons was the man, but they tried to act like Ron was too old to be a main guy, a singles guy when he got to WWE. So they put him in the and the APA was dope. I like that version of Bradshaw way better than JBL, right? That clothesline from hell was fire. That movie had too, though, right? But yeah, man. Ron Simmons was the guy for sure, but they act like Ron was too old to be a singles champion when he got to WWE. So they put him in a tag team with Bradshaw, which they got over. They did really well, but I feel like I feel like Farouk has some singles runs up in him, 100%. If you can give, now I know Ric Flair was God tier with a lowercase g as a wrestler. You can get old. You can put a belt on old ass Ric Flair. You can put a belt on old ass Ric Flair. You can put one on Farouk, on Ron Simmons, 100%. Old ass Ric Flair got the belt. He Intercontinental champion and stuff during Evolution days. Ron could have been at least Intercontinental champion or something. You could have gave him a go at the title at some point. You know? Tony Atlas was the first black world champion. No, it wasn't Tony. I believe it was Ron. Oh, for sure, man. I told y'all I was gonna do that anyway. I didn't went back against my word, man. JBL, when he was JBL, he was extremely racist as a character. All the way. It was Ron. Ron was the first, yeah. I remember Ahmed Johnson said Vince McMahon stopped the Nation of Domination because they were too strong. I didn't even remember Ahmed saying that. Ahmed Johnson had issues with Ron Simmons too. Black Maul, what's the word, my dog?
What's going on, Brody? How are you?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. How you feeling?
Man, I can't complain. Even if I did want to change nothing, so ain't no point in doing that.
For sure, bro. Yeah.
But yeah, this is a great conversation, bro. I just wanted to tap in real quick and say, The Rock was never really my.
Hey, you on mute, bro? You on mute?
My bad. The Rock was never really my guy. I was a fan, just like you, because he looked like me, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? That caught my attention. Yeah. However, I'm a huge wrestling fan, so the in-ring work matters to me, and to me, The Rock, he's not trash. Like, he's not Goldberg. Yeah, he's not Goldberg. He's not.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Goldberg or like what's my man name? Ultimate Warrior. He's not that. But comparison to the people we talking about, the Bret Harts, the Shawn Michaels, even Stone Cold before he got hurt. Like I understand Stone Cold at the end, we can put him in that same conversation, but prior to the injuries, that boy was a beast in that ring. And to me, I don't think that The Rock was never a top tier in ring performer. So that's my only now. Everything else, every point you made, I have no pushback on that. You are absolutely correct. Like that man, as far as stardom, on mic work, and as far as getting women into it, because I vividly remember women didn't care about it until him.
Right. That's a fact.
So you're right on that, but I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like The Rock again. He is what you say as far as the stardom and all that.
Yeah.
Him and Stone Cold working together. To me, I feel like that was the greatest rivalry we've even seen in the WWE. So I'm with you.
Hands down. But I'm like you. I would say this: The Rock was better than a lot of people remember. Better than people, because some people act like he was Goldberg or something. He was never that bad at all. But you're right. It's technical. Shawn Michaels then was yeah. Now in-ring performers head and shoulders above Rock as far as Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and them, yes, without question. And I will never. You ask me who the greatest technical wrestler is, and there would be certain. Chris Benoit was a better technical wrestler than Rock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm never going to dispute that at all. I feel like you said, sometimes revisionist history acting like he was Goldberg. He was never that.
Right. Nah, I'm with you. Definitely wasn't that.
Yeah. But I do believe that it was Rock's charisma, his aura, his in-ring, his microphone abilities that propelled him more than anything. Yes, for sure. That is that when he needed to be technical, he could go. He could do that for sure. But it was more his that persona, the charisma, the mic skills was elite. And yeah, and it was his star power. You couldn't deny that star power for sure. Yep.
So I definitely, like I said, that's all I wanted to say, bro. Like I ain't really got no pushback. Like you cooking with no grease on this as always, man. So yeah, man, I'ma definitely sit back and enjoy the rest of it. Appreciate you allowing me on here, brother.
Nah, I appreciate you getting on. You reminded me. I was supposed to put the link up and I forgot to do that. So you reminded me, man. I said I was gonna do that yesterday, man. So I appreciate you reminding me, boss.
No, that's all good, Brody. I appreciate you.
Yep. All love. Hey, what's going on?
How you doing? How's everyone?
Doing pretty good. Can't complain. How are you?
Good. You talking about my favorite subject, wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think with The Rock was great in the ruthless aggression era.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold was great in the attitude era.
Mm-hmm.
So Stone Cold made it cool to think about stunning your boss. Like Stone Cold stunned the whole McMahon family.
Yeah.
And he was just one of those wrestlers, like he just kind of represented like the everyday person. You work hard, you play hard, you put belt or foot the butt when you needed to.
Mm-hmm.
And he was what the Attitude Era needed. It was coming off of like Bret Hart. Then you had Shawn Michaels with your Generation X.
Yeah.
So Stone Cold came in at the right time because before that he was stunning Steve with Ted DiBiase.
Yeah.
And they,
come on now, wrestling knowledge. Come on now.
Vince at that time, along with Vince Russo, was playing up storylines and was trying to find somebody that was real catchy. Because to your point about Ron Simmons and the Nation of Domination, it was Ahmed Johnson recently that talked about Vince basically told them what white wrestler is going to defeat y'all. So they was looking for that great white hope because the black man was just way too strong and way too powerful. Like D'Lo, Kama, Mustafa, Mark Henry, they couldn't do it. So here comes Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, Stone Cold would tell the Nation of Islam it's not a race thing, it's not a color thing, it's about a beat your butt thing.
Yeah, yep.
And that was iconic.
Yep.
And 316 got born when he had that Iron Man match with Bret Hart.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when Stone Cold Steve Austin was born.
Oh, was that with Jake
So
Snake Roberts? When he
no,
had the was
no,
that
the Iron Man match was with Bret Hart,
Bret
where
Hart?
Bret
Yeah.
Hart had him in the sharpshooter, and Stone
Yeah.
Cold was bleeding, and he didn't quit.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's when Stone Cold Steve Austin was born.
Yep.
The Rock came in when he was still a part of the Nation domination at that tail end.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
came as Rocky Johnson. So
Rocky
not Rocky
Maivia.
Johnson, Rocky Maivia.
Yeah.
Rocky, to be honest, that's when he was good as a technical wrestler. Because remember the beef that he had with Mankind, you really saw how he was wrestling with
Yeah.
those beefs with Mankind. He got
Yep.
real popular in the ruthless aggression where it went from World Wrestling Federation to World Wrestling Entertainment. Now it's about the entertainment now.
Mm-hmm.
He came in at the perfect time with them promos was legendary. Wu-Tang Pie, the tongue lashing, mocking people. The Rock was king of promos. Like he set the standard of how to do your promo. And he took WWE to Hollywood where Hulk Hogan couldn't do it. The Rock sent it there.
And that is a fact. And I'm sorry for interrupting you because Hulk Hogan tried in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't become a man. The Rock became a mainstay in a way that Hulk Hogan couldn't. Now, I remember, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to remember this. I'm going to let you finish, but I'm going to say this point. I remember I watched Jim Ross, and he talked about, I was listening to Jim Ross talking, and they was asking, when did they know that The Rock did they always know he had that crossover appeal like that?
Mm-hmm.
And he said when they went to go see the Scorpion King, him and Vince, and they saw how that crowd reacted to him, Vince said, uh-oh, like he knew at this point, we could potentially lose him to entertain the entertainment world, which Vince had never worried about that like that prior to, because most of the wrestlers, they were wrestlers till they were old, till they were old. And then Rock left. Rock was done being a full timer by the time he was 31, 32 years old. He went down, So, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
You're right about that. And after that, Rock took the WWE to heights it never would have gone with Hogan, with Randy Savage, with Sting, even with Ric Flair. So that's why I think both of them were great at the particular time, and they capitalized on it. Yeah. Now, as the Attitude Era left, we started losing those technically sound wrestlers. They did come back a little bit with Chris Benoit, Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle.
Yep.
Shout out to the Iron Man, not the Iron Man, the Man of 1,000 Holes, Dean Malenko, but that's WCW.
Dean Malenko, man. Oh, man.
So it's like we started losing that technical wrestling. It just became strictly entertainment. So I missed that attitude and that ruthless aggression. And shout out to Lorraine. That is true. Bret Hart did save WWF after that steroid scandal. He really did. Man.
Yeah.
Bret is one of the best technical wrestlers, and it was a shame that Vince screwed him over in that Montreal school job because he was bringing in a new era. That babyface era was going. He wanted a little more grit.
Yeah.
And listen, shout out to the late Eddie Guerrero, because again, with The Rock and the promos, he set that bar up. And you had Eddie Guerrero was one of the best too when it came to promos. I lie, I cheat, I steal.
Yeah.
It's like, I get it now that, The Rock is kind of old, kind of steroid out. But The Rock really brought like some great charisma and great promo, great legendary matches. He even revamped Hogan's career for a little while because they was like, didn't they have 2 matches where The Rock and Hogan was fighting? Yeah.
The first one, Rock was a face. The next time, Rock was a heel.
The heel. Yeah. So, listen, Machiavelli, you talking to monster. I can go all night on wrestling. I really can, but I want to give somebody else a chance to slide in. Oh, they done said William Regal. That's an honorable mention too.
Yeah, William
William
Regal was
Regal
an
was
excellent,
good.
yes,
He was
excellent
excellent.
technical wrestler. Yes,
Excellent wrestler, man.
yes.
Yes,
I can't
yes,
forget about Regal. Yes,
yes.
that's a fact.
But thank you so much for having me on. Please have more conversations about this.
I'm gonna do that, man, because I see y'all love it, man. When I was a kid, wrestling was everything for me, man. So I'm definitely gonna keep have these conversations going, and I appreciate you coming on and talking and giving us your wisdom for sure. So love wisdom is the right name for you because you didn't came and drop some knowledge on everybody. So I appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all. Have a good night.
All right, you as well. She came on talking that gospel. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. AW1, what's going on?
What's going on with you, man? How's your wallet doing after Chucky? Chuck E. Cheese, I mean.
Say, yeah, all right, man. You remember, man, what? Yeah, you see me talking about that, man. Chuck E. Cheese. I'm all right, man. I'm maintaining.
I hope so, man. I know your wall was bleeding.
Man, you
God.
know it. I ain't know Chuck E. Cheese is that expensive, man. But
Just for one kid, too?
No. So not just him. So I had my
right,
my daughter and then my other little
your
cousin
daughter,
too.
okay.
And my other little cousin was there too. So we trying to get like some pizza and then the gaming card though for like 45 minutes was like $30 for a 45-minute little gaming card. I'm like, man, hold on, it's a little expensive, but
Yeah.
hey, they had fun, so hey, I did my job.
I was about to say, yeah. I mean, as long as they had fun, brother, I hear. That's good.
For sure.
Well, on the topic of wrestling,
Okay.
who's the biggest? I'm going to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You might not like this. I might have to say Hulk Hogan.
So
Let me tell you.
see, I already know Hogan really was the flagship for everything for sure.
But yeah, let me explain though.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to tell people, I know what he said. Obviously.
Yeah, yes. Two different conversations. I get that. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, well, thank you, brother. That's good. Cause we can't just erase history though.
Nah.
It's just what he did in the '80s. I'm gonna tell you, he was right there with Michael Jackson.
Woo!
Like when it comes to popularity, Hogan was. Yeah, he was that popular.
Man.
He was a global icon.
Yeah, he was. But you think when Mike sit on that stage and just stand there and everybody just go crazy for a minute?
But let me tell you, I talked to people that went to like WrestleMania, WrestleManias or like back in the '80s. The building would literally shake. It felt like an earthquake. You couldn't even hear yourself.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Watch WrestleMania 6. Oh, look at Warrior. I mean, well, you don't have to. Just watch the entrance.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, watch the entrance. That's all I mean. Mm-hmm. But let me explain why. In the '80s, Hogan was the GOAT. I mean, in the '80s, it was Hulk Hogan. The '90s, he did fade it off, obviously. Because the red and yellow was faded away. But then when he reinvented himself as Hollywood Hogan, it's like, oh, okay, he can be a badass now.
Yeah.
And of course, he had Hall and Nash there with him, former Razor Diesel, for reference.
Yeah.
And that, he had two. And by the way, Hall and Nash, they both look. A lot of people don't know this. Both of them grew up in black communities. Majority. Nash is from Detroit, and Hall was from Baltimore.
Yeah. So let me say this too.
Go ahead, man.
First of all, Scott Hall Scott Hall had people thinking he was really Cuban. That's a white man. Razor Ramon, you would think he really was Cuban or something. Isn't he white?
He pulled it off, man. Yeah.
He pulled it off. But yeah.
But you know what his inspiration was for
that? Scarface?
Yes, sir. You already know.
Yeah.
Tony Montana.
Yeah.
He literally said that. He even dressed like him too.
Yep.
Right. But the two-picking stuff, the two-picking the hair, he did that before WWF. It's just the accent.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the bad guy, he did all that in WCW. So he was developing that character. WWF just brought it out of him.
Gotcha.
So okay, we're gonna call you Razor Ramon.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, back to the GOAT conversation. And then he reinvented himself as Hollywood Hogan, which was a big deal. They were kicking WWF's ass. And then, but here's the thing, though. And this is where, and Steve Austin, as popular as he was over. But The Rock, I think, surpassed Austin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because when The Rock was on top, Austin, even when he came back, as over as he was, The Rock just brought in a different audience, man.
He did.
Austin had just had his fans. The Rock brought in women like wait in line who weren't wrestling fans just to bring them cookies and sodas. I've seen this as a kid.
Hey,
We went to one autograph session. It was a lot of women. Because a lot of people I didn't watch wrestling, but I watched The Rock, baby.
Hey, listen.
That's facts, though.
I said that, bro. I said The Rock brought more casual fans to wrestling than I had ever seen in my life. Your mama, your grandma and them didn't watch wrestling, but they knew who The Rock was. Your girlfriend didn't watch it, but she knew him. And when I saw him, again, imagine I'm young at this time, right? When I'm seeing The Rock.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're young at me.
I'm young, right? So during the time Rock is ascending and stuff like this, I'm 8 and 9 years old. But I'm seeing a wrestler on daytime talk shows.
Yep.
On Saturday Night Live. What the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
TV.
He's on like nighttime,
everything.
Primetime TV. What's going on? And then I'm seeing him, like, and again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because you're older than me, you've been around. So like,
oh, you calling me old?
Nah,
I'm messing with you, brother. Go ahead.
So like, when I never knew, from my understanding, wrestling, nobody talked about wrestling being predetermined out loud, right? At the time. But when Rock's mainstream appeal became so popular, he's on all these talk shows. He's getting interviewed from he's on cover of magazines, not wrestling magazines. Like he's one of the most beautiful people. What they had that little list of the most beautiful people and that little list on there, and they're asking him, is wrestling fake? And then that's the first time I ever heard. Rock was the first time I heard anybody admit to the wrestling being predetermined, because they kept asking him this when he kept going and having this crossover appeal and going on these different talk shows and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that was the first time I heard a wrestler say that wrestling was predetermined. But I'm like, casual fans, The Rock by far brought casual fans in. And women, oh man, what? Like
I'll be fair with that though. Right, bringing them food. I will be fair though. Hogan did have casuals too, but I think The Rock. I'm gonna say half a notch did beat him, because him being not being a half black Samoan guy. Just he brought in more people.
Yeah,
and I'll admit that. And then when The Rock, and then what that last sister said, I'm a slightly disagree with her out of respect. I don't think she's completely wrong. She's right and wrong at the same time. But Hollywood Hogan was at his peak.
Mm-hmm.
So when he came back, because remember, WCW just went out of business. Vince bought it.
Yeah.
So when he brought back the NWO, that was a hot angle again.
Yeah.
So Hogan was already hot.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
When they put the belt on the Warrior, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was in the early 90s.
By the way, I don't mean to cut you off. He's a racist, by the way. He called black people gorillas. You can look it up.
Who, Warrior did?
Ultimate Warrior sure did.
Wow, it don't shock me, because the wrestling always been a good old boy sport. Good old boy business.
Go ahead, tell me. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Warrior got the belt in the early 90s, right?
Yeah, 1990, March. It was March 29th, I believe, yeah.
Okay. At that point, was Hogan's theme dying a little bit? Why they switched it? Why they put the belt on? They just wanted to switch something up at that time?
Well, I can explain that.
Okay.
No, Hogan was at the highest. I'll tell you what, go back and watch the Royal Rumble meeting. That place erupted when this was the first time they went eye to eye, face to face. Okay. So Vince was like, okay, I got something here.
Okay.
So they said, okay, let's take this to WrestleMania.
Right.
And maybe it's time, because Warren was who he built. To see with Hulk Hogan, he bought Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was already over before he came to WWF. He was selling he was selling out stadiums at AWA in Tennessee.
Okay,
Vince bought him. Like
his name was already Hulk Hogan, right? At that point.
Yeah, he was already Hulk Hogan. Well, in the late 70s, right?
Right, got you. Yeah.
Yeah, Vince Senior gave him that name when it was WWF, I believe.
Got you. Okay.
And then he left and did the Rocky 3 movie, which definitely paid off for him. That movie helped him. No, it did.
I remember that, man. Well, I remember watching the movie. I wasn't, whatever, but I remember watching that with my uncles and stuff. Yeah.
Right. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, but all right, but yeah, let me. All right. So back to your question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Hogan. Yeah, so it started with the Rocky 3 movie. Not to mention Hogan was really over in Japan.
Oh,
So
yeah,
so
I heard that.
yeah, he was over in Japan. Like I said, Hulk Hogan was a global icon. As much as we, and I'm not telling y'all to like him or be a fan, but we can't deny his
The truth is the
popularity.
truth. Yeah.
Right. Truth is the truth. I'm not saying, I'm not saying take up for him, buy a T-shirt or nothing. I want to
Right.
make that clear.
Yeah.
But but then Vince bought him. See, when he got Ultimate Warrior, he was a Dingo Warrior from
Mm,
WCCW, where the Von Erichs used to wrestle.
got you. Okay.
But actually, Warrior actually started out with Sting. They were called the Blade Runners.
Wow. Now see,
You
again,
you can
you
look that
bringing
up.
me some knowledge for real.
Right. So Warrior just started in '85. He was a bodybuilder before that, along
I
with Sting.
got
And
you, got you.
So
Yeah.
so back to Warrior. So Vince saw his physique, like, okay, I got to get this guy. So he brought him in and called him the Ultimate Warrior,
Got it.
so
Okay.
he could
Yeah.
keep that name. And then 2 years he was getting popular, but Warrior was getting over.
Yeah.
He was, and so Vince says, okay, let's get them both in the ring, and he got them both in the ring. Place erupted
Mm-hmm.
like crazy. Like I said, it was like an earthquake.
But they both were faces, right, at that time?
They're both were good guys, right? That's the thing. That's the first time Vince did it, and he was hesitant to do it at first. He said, "No, let's do it." He says, and Hogan wanted to do Hollywood by that point. He wanted to do movies. So
Right.
Hogan's like, okay. So I was like, so Hogan figured, okay, I'm gonna pass the torch to him, and he
Yeah.
did. Hogan carried him that whole match. Warrior was a bad wrestler.
Yeah, that's what I heard, and Black Maul said it in too, like he wasn't a good wrestler.
Not at
And
all.
they said by the time he got to the ring, he was so tired from all that running and all that stuff he's be doing, he'd be huffing and puffing.
Oh yeah, WrestleMania 6. Watch the entrances. And Jesse Ventura even says on commentary, I think it's a mistake him running to the ring. He should be conserving his strength right now. And he blew up in the ring.
Man.
And Hogan had to carry him the whole time.
Yeah, man. See, yeah, that's crazy. But
But back to Warrior. Now, when he won the belt, place erupted. Everybody was happy.
yeah,
Some Hogan fans were sad at the time because it's Hulk Hogan. That's a hero, understandable. But let me tell you what hurt Warrior. He didn't care about the fans. Matter of fact, there were times he would blow kids off. Like, oh, I'll sign your autograph later. Not now, kid.
yeah.
Matter of fact, there's a video of him. And you can look it up on YouTube. Vince tried to make him do an apology video to this kid that he blew off at the airport.
I saw that. Yes, I saw it doing the documentary on Netflix about I saw that. Yep.
Okay, you saw that. Okay. And Vince and Warriors acting like a little bitch, like a big bitch, like, oh, why am I gonna do this? I don't want to do this. I was like, bruh, these kids are the reason why you're making your money.
Facts.
Just say hello. You don't even have to shake their hand. Sign an autograph. It takes 2 seconds.
Facts.
Look, and I will say this back to Hogan for a sec. And again, I'm not trying to get y'all to like him. Hogan always did, because I've experienced meeting Hulk Hogan. I met him one time. Right. He was really nice to me. And again, I'm not trying to get y'all to change your minds.
Yeah. But I mean,
but Hogan always took time for his fans. Because again, I did hear what he said, which is why I'm not going to argue with no one in the black community. Because he said the N word the harder you are. You can't ignore that.
That can't be denied. But like you said, I think Hogan understood who was paying the bills for him. He knew
exactly.
He knew, man, these kids are the ones buying my merchandise. They getting their parents to buy my merchandise. So I gotta cater to my fans and everything like that.
And he did.
And
sorry, go ahead.
No, for real. And I really want to ask you this, because now
go ahead, sir.
I have people who have been in tune with wrestling knowledge like that. So during the time when Austin's emergence began, right? Austin began to emerge. What do you want to say, 96, 97, around that time?
I would say, I can answer that for you. I think it started at King of the Ring 96. He didn't blow up exactly, but Vincent was like, okay, maybe we got something here.
Mm-hmm.
But what really set him over was his feud with Bret Hart. WrestleMania 13, when they had that match.
Yeah.
When they had that I Quit match.
Yeah.
When Bret Hart beat the holy shit out of him, had him swimming in a whole pool of his blood.
Yeah.
And knocked him out. But here's the thing, he never quit. And then he got up out of his own power and walked out the ring back to the back.
Got you.
That's what really got him over.
And that's what the young lady came on before me, and she said that match
Yeah, that's the
cemented
one
him
that really
for
got him
real.
over.
So now during this time, Hogan start. I mean, not Hogan. Austin start. He become really popular.
Yeah, he
At this
started to become
point,
popular, right?
WCW killing WWF, right? At this
But they
point,
still killed. I mean, here's the thing, because the biggest babyface at that time, other than Sting, because Sting didn't wrestle, he was like in the Raptors all year because they were built up for him and Hogan.
Okay, gotcha.
Luger was actually the biggest because I got over wrestling magazines too. Luger got Wrestler of the Year. Now people think that was stupid. No, I'm gonna tell you why it wasn't. Luger was the number one babyface at that time because he was the one carrying the flag for WCW against the NWO, and he was over
Gotcha.
for that year. Otherwise, now if this is 1998 Stone Cold, Austin would have been the biggest star, no doubt.
Yeah.
But Austin was starting to come because because especially when you start because like I was watching some old Nitro shows, you see Austin 316 shirts in the audience, and in '99 you start seeing the Rock shirts at WCW events, which tells me, the Rock,
By the year 2000.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's when I saw him as a young kid. Again, I'm 7 years old at this
7
time.
or 8, right.
Yeah, 2000 come. I started watching wrestling with my brother, my cousin, them.
Yeah, The Rock was like the number one wrestler in the world in 2000. That was Rock's years. Yep.
When I saw that and I saw how the people responded to him,
right,
I had never seen nothing like that in my lifetime. To have
that's fair.
When he came out at that point for me, because again, I'm after Hulk Hogan.
No, you're after Hogan. You didn't see it. You didn't
when I
through
saw
it.
the people, when I seen a wrestler have the crowd in the palm of his hands where they finishing everything he's saying.
Yeah.
When I'm seeing him, he don't gotta say nothing. They saying everything for him. When I see him come out and the camera pans the whole entire arena to watch everybody stand up as his music hit, I said, damn. As a kid, I'm really looking like this feel different. And again, I'm only a kid, but I knew what I was experiencing was something different. When I see him go do the Scorpion King, get in the movies, and I'm seeing people really having interest in him outside of the wrestling world.
And his movies are selling out too. Yeah, right. His movies were doing well. Were breaking box office records. They were. Yeah, you're right.
And people are interviewing him outside of the confines of wrestling. They want to talk to him outside of just wrestling. Most wrestlers get interviewed to talk strictly about professional wrestling. That's it, right? He getting talking about, hey, you want to do the movie? Hey, who you're dating? He was a married man, and you had women still. As a married man, and you got women still trying to get him to hookups or talking about how swooning for him. And again, we've seen that with Hollywood stars before, Denzel Washington, stuff like that. But again, like The Rock, you would think he was a bachelor the way that the girls was carrying on about him.
That was his character. Remember the $800 shirts, $1,200 watches. He would talk about how much this costs, his shoes. He has swagger too, man. He has swagger.
And for me, as a young kid, a young black kid, that resonated. I seen dude come out there with them Versace shirts on, with the watch on, the chain, the shades, and he come talking crazy in the ring, talking crazy to people.
It resonated with me too. Me too. Yeah, I understand where you coming from, brother.
Yeah, you like, hold on.
It really did.
This brother got skin tone like me too. What? So
I saw his daddy. Yeah, his dad's black.
So I would say for me personally,
The Rock?
The Rock overtook Austin.
He did. He did.
From that point. But I will never discredit Austin's what he did, because Austin saved.
Oh, not at all. No,
he saved WWF.
He did. He absolutely did.
And he became
98. I will say this as a WC because I was a fan of both shows.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Goldberg was right there with Austin, but Austin had that whole year, man. He had that whole year. He did. It was all Austin, no doubt. One man. He was a one-man show. He really was at that time, like Hogan was in the '80s.
Yeah,
but it only lasted 2 years though. Because see, in '99, you don't know this. Austin started to fade away. It started to happen because again, The Rock was coming.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let's look at this guy instead of all. So more people started looking at The Rock. Like you said, The Rock brought in more people to where WWF was selling out stadiums, basketball arenas.
Yeah.
Like big. I was like, what? I look at all these old Raw SmackDown shows. That I was like, damn, man, The Rock was that dude.
Man.
Yeah.
And you could put him, and I would say this because my topic was who was more important. Also, like who was more important. And I in my earlier live stream, I have to give credit for Rock for this.
Yes.
Put a lot of guys over.
Yeah, The Rock. And you know the thing about it, it's kind of like with Scott Hall. Scott Hall was so over.
Yeah.
He would put people over, but he didn't lose his steam because he knew how to do it. The Rock, same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, The Rock was more over than Hall, obviously. But it's like I see your point. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
He put a lot. Like even the decision when he went up against Brock Lesnar in 2002, and I brought it up earlier, to have Brock beat him cleanly. Yeah, not with any, because most time heels win by interference and stuff like that. No,
and he had Paul Heyman outside with the ring at the ring. Paul Heyman
was there, yes, but the pinfall did not happen via interference. Something happened where he got
it didn't.
F5 by interference. No, it happened naturally within the flow. He naturally within the flow of the match, and that helped Brock be a main. So while Rock went off to go do movies, that helped him. Brock be the next big thing for real. And I'm gonna say this too. Yes. I give credit for Rock, what they call in-ring psychology. And I was talking to Black Mall earlier, and I was saying,
"Oh, here we go. I got a response to that. Go ahead, man."
when to me, I felt like when Rock realizes the crowd is booing him, because they know he about to leave in the middle of the match, like they know, because I think they saw how the match was going. Brock was dominating Rock in the match,
right,
and the crowd figure out, oh man, this dude about to go to Hollywood again. So they start.
No, you're right. Yeah.
And The Rock looks in the crowd and see the fans booing him, and he starts kind of like gesturing to the fans like a heel would. He started looking confused, like he's talking to them like, y'all booing me, like saying that, which I think set up the heel turn for Hollywood Rock, because when he came back, he made the point, y'all booed me last time or whatever. He made that point. But
it reminds me so much when Hulk Hogan did the same thing. Because when he went to WWE initially for 2 or 3 years, they were booing him.
Did it? I didn't know that. Wow.
No. The first 2, well, because people, I guess I got tired of the goody two shoes superhero kind of guy. Yeah. They want the anti-heroes. That's why Austin got over later.
Yeah.
So when he turned to Hollywood Hogan, they loved him. Like, wow, he could be a badass.
Yeah.
And he became just a beloved character, until he got caught with that tape.
Right. So,
but go ahead.
Who do you think was the better heel? Stone Cold or Rock?
Oh, it's no question for me. It's easy. It's The Rock, man.
Yeah,
it's The Rock, baby. He can turn it on and off. He can be just as over as I think the number one bad guy, good guy combination of all time for me is Hulk Hogan. I'm sorry, but it's but you can make an argument for The Rock because he was over as a heel and over as a babyface.
It was seamless the way he would do it.
It really was.
I watched him be Hollywood Rock. I saw him be Hollywood Rock, and I saw people still cheer him while he's insulting the crowd.
He'd be like, I don't need you.
Yeah, and they still cheering him and still loving him, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, it didn't matter what he did. They still were in awe of him to the point, like, man, this dude great. Like, you know what I mean? And
women used to throw their drawers at him at house shows, as I heard.
Yeah, I can believe it, because I remember as a young dude, I remember how grown women would be when they seen dude, they wanted to watch dude on TV. Like, and when he came out, the girls in the front row would be jumping up and down, screaming, trying to touch him when he came down the ramp. And I was like, this is a different type of dude, was like a real rock star type of dude in that environment.
No, he really was. But the thing was, The Rock got it. He said some of his heroes one of them was Hulk Hogan, but his main one was Muhammad Ali. I was like, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Ali knew how to play to the crowd too.
Man, Ali had that. He had that sewn up. Like you said, Ali, his idol. Ali knew how to be the people's champion. It was, and I don't know, Ali, the way people loved him. Now,
and hated him.
Woo, now Ali
played it off.
If you say Ali, Michael Jackson, yeah, nah, because Ali had that love, that type of love Ali got. Yeah, that's crazy. It's
No,
kind of
Hogan had it too, though. To be fair, he did.
yeah. It's a shame Ali had to experience that as a
But yeah, Ali had to deal with more crap though, like
yeah.
obviously racism and stuff.
And then he got a lot of love at a time when he had Parkinson's. You know, a lot of
Right.
I mean, he got love when he was fighting as well.
But they loved him because he couldn't talk anymore.
Yeah, but when he got Parkinson's, yeah, it was like, man, but no,
But
man,
yeah.
but I appreciate you coming on and giving us that wrestling knowledge, though, man, for
But
sure.
but one more thing, I will say this: out of Austin, The Rock, yeah, The Rock's by far out of all things because Austin only had 2 years.
Yeah,
It wasn't until when they beat WCW, it just blew them out of the water. Also, it also helped that they got Chris Jericho and the Giant.
Yeah.
Too. But at the same time, The Rock was the main reason, man.
Yeah.
But like I said, he brought in more people.
Yeah,
to the shows.
He did. I say Rock was the that was the nail in the coffin.
No,
Rock,
he really was. Yeah.
Rock coming around. Yeah, man, that was the nail in the coffin because at that point, here you got a dude that can resonate to a lot of different audiences.
Yeah.
Now the black fans got somebody they could gravitate to. Now
Booker T was my favorite before he went to WWF and became a laughing stock.
You said who?
Booker T was my favorite before he went to WWF.
Yeah, Booker T was a man. They had him.
And they had him back in the fool. Even his own brother talked about it. Like, yeah, I can. He's like, yeah. He understands why us black folks didn't rock with Booker T at WWF. He understands it.
They had him getting whooped by Stone Cold whooping him like he wasn't shit up in there.
And Stevie Ray was all like, I ain't gonna let no fake tough guy with bad knees who beats up on women, and he did beat his ex-wife. That's a fact. He did.
Yeah, Deborah. Talking about Deborah.
Yeah, he slapped her around. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He's like, that's why I don't like him. That's one of the reasons why I don't like him.
Yeah.
But it's like, but yeah, he just But but I understand where Steve Ray's coming from for that.
Yeah. Because like they had him looking like they would have had little ass Rey Mysterio put up a better fight than
they would have.
Because Rey Mysterio, he would fight big Show and them and all that, but you got Booker T's a big man. That's not no little guy. And
yeah, he's like 6'3". Yeah, you're right.
Got him getting whooped like he ain't nothing in the supermarket. Like he just, I'm like, come on now. We not.
And years later, he beat up Batista. He beat up Batista 3 years later. Bigger guy than him.
Yeah.
All right, but I'm gonna say this one more thing, and then I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, great conversation, man. You probably should do more of these. Yeah. I'm gonna drop some, and I'm about to drop some of your Cash App for you.
Oh man, I appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much, man. That mean a lot to me, boss.
But all right, yeah, you too. You keep doing your good work. Keep being the great father that you are. Great dude that you are, man. Stay woke. Be one.
All love, man. You stay the same, man. Yep.
For sure.
Hey, man. Hey, leave my dog alone, man. You hear me? He say, does Jade Cargill surpass Bianca Belair all time? Question to the chat. Now, again, I'm not aware. I know who these women are. I'm not privy to their wrestling careers to say who does Jade pass Bianca. I seen Jade, though. Oh, my God. I seen Jade, man. Let me tell you something. I'm like Jeezy doing the Gucci Man verses. I tell you what. Oh man, I ain't see my dog. Hold on. Shay, what's happening with you, dog? I ain't even see. Man, hold on. What's happening with you, bro? Oh man, AW1, I appreciate the Cash App donation, brother. That mean a lot to me, boss. Thank you so much, bro. Came in, dropped some knowledge. Y'all came in with this wrestling. Y'all came in with the wrestling conversation. Heavy, man. Heavy, man. Oh. Hold on, man. This is gonna be a topic that we can man, we could talk about this all day. You said, hell nah, Jade ain't effing with Bianca. Bianca look good too. Bianca with Montez Ford, right? That's Montez Ford, old lady, right? That's his wife, right? She said, this is a good live. I'm learning a lot because I don't know much about wrestling other than The Rock. That's real, man. Well, we glad you can be on here, D. We glad you can be on here, D. Shay, what's
Yo,
happening with you, boss?
what's up, man? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna just get straight to the point. The Rock meant more to wrestling than Stone Cold. Don't get me wrong, Stone Cold was a little bit popular in the beginning, but let's keep it all the way fat, all the way to 100 here, bro. Bruh. When it came to like getting other race of people besides white people involved in wrestling, it was The Rock, man. He was everything that a black person wanted to be, even though he wasn't all the way black, and he was everything that the women wanted to be. And the kids wanted to be like Stone Cold a little bit, but like when you look
Yeah.
at that, like culture from him, like getting on the music video with I think him and White Clef got a song together.
Forget about It Doesn't Matter. Him and Wyclef did that song. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
wasn't that album called Pie that came out too? Matter of fact, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And remember, him and Method Man did a remix on his song, on his song, on
Uh,
his song
he
back in the
did.
day.
He did. And he had it, and Rock used that on the theme on his entrance music one time. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, you got to give it to the Rock, and I will admit, Rock did put a lot of people over, but as of recently, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, this final boss thing. I mean, this recent heel turn with I don't know if you've been watching John Cena's heel turn. He kind of did some bullshit where he just left them high and dry on to fend for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
I heard about that part. I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what pissed me off so bad because I thought we was finally gonna get that matchup between him and Cody Rhodes, but hey,
Yeah.
it didn't
Black
happen.
Mom say, I just looked it up, Max. Stone Cold sold the most merch by far. And you know what? I can believe that. Like I said, Stone Cold resonated with wrestling's core audience better. Wrestling's core audience is made up of individuals that embody the behavior of a Stone Cold Steve Austin and look like Stone Cold. And I'm gonna be real, that shirt with the smoking skulls, those shirts were very popular. Like I ain't gonna front. Like I
Oh,
wanted one of them shirts too. For
my
sure.
uncle, my uncle had a bunch of Stone Cold shirts, so I know they was something out.
Yeah. I definitely believe that, Black Mom. Like them shirts was popular, and there was some dope shirts too. So you right. I would believe that 100% that they had more Stone Cold shirts. People were wearing more Stone Cold apparel than the Rock apparel. I definitely would believe that. I definitely believe that for sure. But I also agree with you, Shay, as far as like putting people like outside of like the white community, other fan bases, yeah, Rock definitely welcome other fan bases of other ethnicities into wrestling. And not they were already, and not saying it was black people that was into wrestling before Rock. It was all different ethnicities that were into wrestling before Rock.
Yeah, but it was
But
like more them country black folks. Like when you talk about black folks in the inner city, like us, The Rock definitely woke a lot of that up. I mean, hey, nothing wrong with Southern black folks, but I mean, when you talk about the style, putting wrestling in style, like I can say this: The Rock is the Allen Iverson of the WWE. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I do think, yeah, Rock, he was a icon. He was a iconic figure, and yeah, man, he was a guy that people just, again, when he came and hit the scene, his emergence was ridiculous, and they put casual fans, yeah, and like Allen Iverson, casual fans wanted to see Allen Iverson play. So I would definitely agree with that.
And
Casual fans wanted to see The Rock get into that ring and do what he does best. And yes, Jalen,
and
SmackDown was named after The Rock. That's a Rock, his own catchphrase. they made a show out of his catchphrase. So that's true.
Oh, they also made a pay-per-view out of one of his finishing moves. It was called Rock Bottom. If you don't
For
remember.
real?
Yeah, back in
I didn't know
1980,
that.
back in 1988, it was a pay-per-view
Not
called Rock
98, 88. It wasn't. You mean
90,
98? You said?
98, 98, 98.
Yeah.
It
But
was called Rock Bottom.
hold on. Let me say I'm a Harlem Heat fan from WCW's days. Look at I'm reading the comments. But anyway, yeah, man. So I have to give. I feel like Rock. He put a different set of eyes on wrestling, and his popularity was just undeniable.
Yeah,
You know?
and then too, when you ask kids that are like my brother's age right now, they they even know who the Rock is, and the Rock stopped wrestling way like when they were born. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, now that's a fact. And my man Black Mall made a great point. The Rock was calling Kevin Kelly and them hermaphrodites on TV. And that's like, yeah, you're right. He got away with saying all type of stuff. He was calling Steph all type of hoes on TV.
He even said motherfucker on TV, and they ain't even do nothing.
Man, Rock
Do
was doing
nothing.
whatever he was doing whatever he wanted to do. But I think, like you said, that's because of his star power and who he was and who he became. It was just like, man, I don't know, man. They let him rock out.
And nothing against,
No pun intended. They let him rock out because he was just that. He was a megastar.
and nothing against the Rock, but do you think that I feel like he should have embraced himself a little bit more in black culture? You can see his daughter doing it a little bit, but I feel like
Yeah, I mean, I
he
do
should.
believe, and his daughter does. His daughter more on code than him for sure. She's more connected to blackness for real. I seen his daughter putting up Trayvon Martin and stuff on
Yeah,
her Instagram page and stuff. I do believe that is something that he should have done. He should have embraced that as well. I think The Rock was a dude that wanted to steer away. He wanted to steer away from race topics by all means, because I think he wasn't comfortable with it, and I think he didn't want. I personally think he wasn't trying to alienate certain. You know how they feel like, oh, I don't. If I get too race connected, I might alienate a certain fan base, and I think that was a worry of his, alienating a certain fan base. That's why when he got into the nation, and Black Maul might remember this, Rock was the only one that didn't wear the kufi, and Godfather talked about how the Rock didn't want to wear that. He didn't wear the kufi on his head. You know what I'm saying? And I think, and I don't even remember Rock wearing the traditional colors, the green, the green, the red, green, and
he wore it with his trunks in the beginning, but like he started
yeah,
once he took over, he started, and then they started like trademarking him a little bit. He started like putting like once they started trademarking him a little bit as a Bomber Boy, he stopped all that shit. But one thing I will say is, you notice The Rock was much better than Stone Cold because he never needed the belt that much.
yeah. I mean, whether The Rock had the belt or not, the belt didn't make him at all. So you definitely right about that. He was the man without a belt. When he was Hollywood Rock, he didn't even have a belt during that run. He wasn't even fighting for belts. He was just having singles matches against icons like Stone Cold and Hulk Hogan and Goldberg, and he had no belt attached to him, and he was
Not
still.
not to mention, why do you think they always had Stone Cold beat him at WrestleMania? Because they knew where to start. They knew where the star power was. They knew where the star power was. Austin, don't get me wrong. Austin had some good feuds with the Undertakers and this and that. You could give Stone Cold credit for the Rock's success and whatever have you. But
Yeah,
when you look at the small things that the Rock did, it always was the highest rated thing on the show. Think about it.
yeah.
He had a
So
few. He had a feud with the Hurricane, and everybody tuned into that shit.
hey,
What's up?
I'm laughing at Black
I
Mom.
can't say.
Yeah, I remember the food with the hurricane. He put the hurricane over in that too, which
He
is
put. Think about
absolutely.
it. Think about it. I don't think. Just imagine if Cody Rhodes was the feud with Stone Cold. Wouldn't nobody buy that shit. by that shit. If it was today,
Yeah, I think
think about it. I would even say The Rock even had a small feud with Chris Benoit and was making Chris Benoit at the time relevant. This was before.
Yeah,
If you
I
really look
remember
at
that.
if you really look at that feud, that didn't. I don't even think that needed a belt, but it was a hot feud on. Was it SmackDown or Raw?
I'm trying to remember, but I remember when he got into it with Chris Benoit for sure. So yeah, man, Rock was just always, like I said, with
Yeah,
a lot of title.
he did a lot of turning chicken salad. He did a lot of turning chicken salad out of chicken shit. What's up? Hold on, my bad. Hold on, my bad.
But yeah, man. Hold on. But yeah, though, man. Like I will say this though. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
What's up? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yep.
All right.
But nah, man, yeah. So, but I appreciate you popping on though, bro. It mean a
All
lot, man. Appreciate you coming on, giving your perspective, dog.
right. Peace out, man.
All right, yep. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Say the Uso twins are blacker than the Rock. Hey, they are more black coded than the Rock. The Samoans, they all, man, what? That's a fact, man. That is a fact. He said when the Rock said he did it for the Rock, because Stone Cold was coming. Hey, the Rock ain't want no race part of his angle at all when he was wrestling, man. I really think he was scared of alienating certain fan bases, but yeah, man. But hey, look, y'all, I appreciate y'all, man, coming on and having this fun live stream with me. We had a great time. I appreciate everybody that came on to get a perspective and talk about this topic was love wisdom. She came on here dropping some real jewels. AW1 dropping jewels. Black Mall coming through here dropping jewels, man. I appreciate everybody that donated, whether it was Cash App or whether it was through the YouTube app. That mean a lot, man. I thank y'all so much. We had a great time. I'm gonna start talking about these type of topics more often because I see y'all really, really enjoy this, and I enjoyed talking about this with y'all. So, hey, if you're new to the channel, if you came here through this video or through this live stream, please hit the subscribe button. Y'all hit that like button so I can stay in favor within the YouTube algorithm. Thank y'all a ton. I'm out, y'all. Peace.